Today I'm going to clean my engine on my 2016 BMW X5M. Now I want to show you kind of the basics how you do it. Now the instructions say about wrapping the electronics, protecting certain things. To be honest with you, I've been doing this for a while. I don't wrap a lot of the things. I just don't hose it down with water. I may lightly just spray it down. So I'm going to show you my way. If you do your own car, it's your own risk. But let's see what we got here. So you can see my engine is pretty dirty. I mean, look at all this dirt here. I spilled a drop of oil right there. It's mainly just a little dust, and I could probably wipe this down, but I usually just do like a little degreaser and hit a few other things. Got a couple of little beads and stuff in here. Just broke his head off. Oh well. And the engine's not terrible, but like I said, just do a few things here. So I'm gonna take this can of engine degreaser. I'm gonna spray it down. Make sure you do this when the engine's cool. So I did not drive the vehicle prior to this. It's cold engine. And you just hit the little spots here. Be careful when you get in this area. This is a headlight. You don't want to. That's one part you don't want to avoid, especially if you got the LEDs. You want to not get that in there. And I've let it sit. I usually give it about, let's see what was a can say, 15 minutes, and then you just spray it off. All right, let that sit for a bit. Just a quick update. I am going to start doing more content on this car. First thing first, I am going to do a review on it. The reason why I haven't been doing it is because we're using my home. Lexi, we're kind of home together. Most of my videos that I film is usually when she's gone or at work. So usually when we were home together, I just don't have that time to take the car out and do some filming. However, I told her, I said, you know what, I'm needing this car. I really want to review it. So I'm gonna find some time when she's not using it, and we don't have other plans where I can actually film this car. And M3, it's been doing well. No complaints with it. This is probably one of the best BMWs I've had, and this is probably actually both of these actually one of the best BMWs I've had. For us, like the 3 Series in general, this is my second one, and just having this F chassis is just a huge improvement over the previous generation. It is larger, but I do like it. This is a car I'm gonna hold on to for a long time. The only reason I'm gonna get rid of this car, if I get rid of it, it will have to be a supercar. That's it. I mean, that's the only things that make me get rid of it. If I get to go up to like an Audi R8 or a McLaren 570S, something like that. But guys, if I did something like that, that would make me kind of financially, I don't know, restraint to what I can do for anything else. I won't be able to, really do much with the X5 and drop money because everything was going towards a car that is just gonna sit in the garage. Can't really, I'm not gonna drive it all the time because, I drive to work. I do have a full-time job. I'm not a full-time YouTuber where my car can sit in the garage and I just drive it on regular stuff. It's just like most of my driving I do, I'm going to work. So I don't want a car like that to go to work. And then obviously this car, I can take it to work occasionally. I can switch it back. I can do a few things. I mean, the color does stick out a little bit, but overall it's a BMW. It's nothing really different about it than why I could not drive the car to work. But you drive a supercar to work, guys, or anywhere else, a supercar, I feel like you just had to sit. You're kind of at risk of somebody getting damaged it or anything else happening. And the Civic update. Now, I've been thinking about selling the Civic. I just put tires on it, and I feel like I put all this money into it. I'm not sure, not the money, I just put tires on it. Really, this car requires literally nothing. It is a neat car. I like it. I just want to try something different. So stay tuned. We'll see what's coming up next. There's nothing bad about it. but I just want to try something different. If I could, I'd keep both. I mean, this car is paid off, so it's not like I just, where do I park all these cars? All right, it's almost been 15 minutes, but I decided to check the Civic out, see what's under the hood. And last time I cleaned this car, driven under here, it's been sitting most of the time, and now look at all this dust. Now this is a dirty engine. So this engine's gonna be sprayed pretty thoroughly. So let's get that done now. I'm gonna use a little more, a little heavier. This car has less electronics than the BMW. Now, I don't want to use a pressure washer, like I said, because I don't want to force water into anything that is needed to keep it, but I can just rinse. So I'm going to hold this water hose slightly, I'm going to intermittently just rinse this off. So I don't use a ton of water. All right, so after you do that, next thing you want to do is turn the engine on, let it idle. Let it idle at the temperature. Turn the AC off here. Alright, so what we're doing is we're allowing the heat from the engine to evaporate the water in places that, like certain places. So I don't dry the engine off, it's just the engine heat itself is going to evaporate all the water. And if you see a little bit of smoke, that's fine. It's not really smoke, it's just the evaporation of the water coming off. Just getting out of these areas. Alright, you can see most of the water evaporated, engine looks clean. It does help that it is 100 degrees today, but also I'm telling you, say it's smoke, sure, you might see occasional smoke with the steam evaporating, and you may smell a little bit of the chemical for a few days coming through the vents. That's completely normal too. But yeah, that's how you clean the engine. Now we're going to do this one next. ceramic coating still on.